sound. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the December 21, 24 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word Saint spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are, we got brother Afro Agnostics in the house. We got brother Chuck Chill Out live from the dojo. What's going on with you? Welcome back, our Minister of Information. We got Mr. Floyd X, the expert on everything. And then we got infamous El Pooh, star of Spin That Back. So we're missing two people today. We're missing we're missing Brother Walk, and we're missing Sister First Lady J. You know, Brother Walk had to do some work. First Lady J is probably taking care of some stuff, but they're here in spirit. That having been said, what's going on with you today, Brother Afro Agnostics?
Oh man, I'm cooling, I'm so happy to be on break. Then I'm trying to help my girl get out of here. So I can't make the show, the Biggie Small, Spin That Back on Biggie Smalls. Man, but you can't mention Biggie Smalls without mentioning my man from Mississippi. I was trying to Google the name real quick. The guy that Juicy, the song was based around, the name, the likeness.
I don't know about that. You probably gonna have to at least shoot us a comment. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, hey, what's happening with you? I was just about to put that comment there. Mark Cram, the 6th. What's happening there? You know, we apologize. We weren't live last week. We had some things to take care of, but, we're back. So this is the welcome back shows. But that having been said, what's going on with you, brother Chuck Chill Out? Seems like it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. And, just been working really hard, but been watching the show. You brothers and sisters, do an excellent job, but yeah, great to be here with y'all.
That's what's up, Mr. Floyd X. You was taking care of some very serious business,
Yep.
And
I was taking care of some business, and in the meantime, I did get a chance to go see my favorite comedian with my wife, Mr. Corey Holcomb. He came to Sacramento one weekend. I was able to go get the 5150 hat and watch his show. He had an excellent show. Shout out to Corey Holcomb and the 5150 squad.
Really? That man's a woman hater though.
You beat me to it.
You saying he's a woman hater? Why?
He's a man woman hater. Listen to the 5150.
I watch it every week. Religiously.
You got to put some different lenses on it.
I watch it every week religiously.
Hey, Afro Agnostics. Remember I talked about that trend? There's a reason why he don't quite see.
Oh, okay. Tell me what I can't see. I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm looking at.
I'm just saying it's a tint. Yeah. I'm not saying you are an intelligent. Hey, brother Chuck, chill out. These are some intelligent, great black, amazing black men. I got nothing but respect for y'all. But y'all definitely, you lean towards a male advocacy in a way that's not necessarily wrong. I'm just saying that it's a super lean. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it as very objective. I see it as a lean. It's not bad.
Do you see yourself leaning on the other side? Whatever side you're talking about?
No. That's what I'm saying. I would say the Afro Agnostic leans in the other direction. I would say
not the necessarily.
Listen. Maybe we standing straight and y'all doing the leaning.
See.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
See,
y'all doing the leaning. We standing straight up.
See, that's the frame of reference. Without the North, you can't have those other directions. And because I acknowledge your lean and I acknowledge his lean, that's why I see that I'm, directly straight up objective about it.
Yeah, but I think it's not a lean like this way or that way just for this, that it's a lean toward like being in alignment with oppressed groups and oppressed peoples. It's about being on the side of liberation, on the right side of the question.
And I think they're leaning on the side of strength and whatever. So again, these aren't leanings in a bad way, but these are leanings that color your perspective, or your, should I say, they color your compassion. So that having been said,
we're going to hold
They
this.
play too, you can't play both sides.
Let's stay focused on the show. Let's stay focused on the show.
Okay, correct.
Infamous El Pooh. What it do?
What's going on with you, brother? I'm here, happy, blessed by the best. You know, ready to go. I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so I'm back.
And what are we going to be talking about on Spin That Back? Today, let me just say this right now. We weren't here last week, so we're going to go a little bit longer this week. This is going to be an hour and a half. Spin That Back is going to start at 11. What are we going to have at 11?
Yes, sir. Today we're going to be talking about the notorious B.I.G. There you go, huh?
Got special effects.
That's
That's what's up.
I like it.
So that having been said, let's get to the get. First thing up, rest in peace to a pioneer, Nikki Giovanni. That's Yolanda Cornelia Giovanni Jr. Rest in peace. Yolande. Sorry about that.
All right, we're gonna tie this into our Black excellence. And I know, I know everybody don't agree with Nikki Giovanni, and they have their opinions of her, but she was Black excellence in my opinion. And so we're going to highlight her today for Black excellence. I have a clip to play for you. You may not agree with the clip. I know people have their feelings. I understand. But rest in peace to the sister. She made her contribution to the Black conscious thought with her poems and poetry. So we're going to honor her today with Black excellence.
Dream, fake it.
But the relation, you can't fake a dream.
You got to fake it because we don't have dreams these days.
Well, it isn't.
So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the Black woman to ask of the Black man? For 10 years, so that we can get a child on his feet that says, yeah, father smiled at mother. He talked to me about school today. Okay. But the rent will have to get paid.
The price of the rent is my smile.
No. You will work it out. Because you are intelligent enough and you are sensitive enough. You are a man enough to work out a new system. Because as long as the assumptions are the same, nothing will change.
That's the main part I got from it was that last part. As long as the assumptions are the same, nothing will change. Salute to Nikki Giovanni. Rest in peace.
I mean, I think it was pretty profound. I mean, go ahead, Afro.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Afro. No, you go ahead, brother.
Okay. It's just on a side note, I see that she passed away on my ex's birthday. That's interesting, but of lung cancer, and I wonder if that has something to do with the way she wore her hair later in her later years. But anyway, yeah, renowned activist. I was introduced to her when in the early 90s when I was in my Afrocentric phase. And of course, when you're in your Afrocentric phase, like the Black arts movement stuff is like, people like Gil Scott-Heron. We had Umar bin Hassan from the Last Poets, man. He killed it with the students. That's a side note. He did Niggas Is Scared of Revolution. All the students had oh my goodness, man. But the Black arts movement was really big. It was the artistic expression of the Black Power movement. They worked, hand in glove. It was the artistic side of it. And a lot of times, they overlap. But anyway, she was real big in that. The first one I remember hearing the poem that she did was Ego Trip. It has that, what do we call it today when you go to the poetry slams? That type, you can kind of see how that's rooted in the Black arts movement and also the aesthetics of the blaxploitation films, which came after the Black Arts Movement, or they overlapped a little bit too, comes from the Black Arts Movement. Anyway, she advanced human rights for Black people in the Black Arts Movement. So shout out to Nikki.
Yeah, she had a footprint. She had a footprint with some heavyweights. You know, I mean, just in that video, she's dealing with Baldwin. So there was a lot of connections there. So salute to that sister. Salute to her legacy, and it will continue on.
That's right.
All right. Next up, we have Christmas plans. So we've been kind of ignoring these holidays. Some of these holidays we mess with, some of these holidays we don't. But we should speak on them. No matter what was happening. So I'm gonna just say that, obviously, I've said it on the show before. I don't believe in Christmas trees for a very specific reason. It's very, very taboo. But I am a disciple, so I'm not mad with the story.
Jeremiah 25.
Yeah, exactly. But that having been said, I'm me and my wife are probably not gonna do much of anything but chill out.
I think we probably should, Brother Afro. What does Jeremiah 25 say?
It talks about, I guess, what would be considered from a Christian point of view, paganistic practices of constructing a tree, putting decorations around the tree, and kneeling before the tree.
That's right. So it talks about cutting down. It says, "Thou shalt not go to cut down, chop down a tree, fix it so it can't move, and deck it with gold and silver." And a lot of us are sitting thinking, boy, what does that sound like? Now, we know that a lot of these traditions come out of paganism, and we sort of like the collective we, not me particularly, but we take our own little spin on it, and it becomes what it is to us. So I understand that there's some appropriation that isn't the worst, but I prefer not to connect with something that's so specifically specified out in the Bible. So that's why I don't do that.
Brother Chuck, chill out. What you got planned, brother, for Christmas?
Right, absolutely nothing, brother. You know what I mean? I'm just, as the name implies, I'm just chilling. I'll be off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, if you will, and I'll be watching some basketball, maybe making some wagers, on some of those games and players. That's about it. Chilling.
Hey, Alpha Agnostics, you didn't say what you're gonna be doing.
I'll be in Detroit on the day of Christmas. Damn. Hey, on the old school gangster shit, I ain't supposed to be putting my business out there. But anyway.
My bad. Hey, did I just blag you? My bad.
No, it's cool. But one thing I do, man, every Christmas, I know it sounds like sentimental, man, but I gotta play the Temptations' Silent Night, and I gotta play Donny Hathaway, man. I don't know.
Donny Hathaway, I'm telling you, man, you can feel what you want to feel about Christmas, all this stuff, but them songs, man, them songs are special, especially that Donny Hathaway song.
Yeah.
And don't forget Nat King Cole. The Christmas
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but I'm just saying that to me, that's the number one song for me, the Donny Hathaway song. That's a whole nother debate. But what's going on with you, Mr. Floyd X? What are your plans?
Well, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do spend time with the family, so I'll be chilling at my family house, celebrating as far as eating and doing that. That's about it. But no gifts given this year.
Infamous El Pooh, what you gonna do?
Well, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna light up my Christmas tree. Let me show y'all the Christmas tree. And also, I got one more thing to say for those that have little kids. Before you laugh at children for believing in Santa Claus, remember there are people that voted twice for Donald Trump.
Okay.
Well, somebody in the comments said this Christmas.
Yeah, so that's the song. That's the name. But also, let's talk about what Big Cuz said. Big Cuz said, celebrating white Jesus. First of all, the fact that they're picking any date, we understand that that wasn't the date. I think the date was like Nebuchadnezzar or Nimrod. Something, there's like some type of connection where December 25th really came from. But the bottom line is, if you celebrating whatever date you choose, it's not about, necessarily this particular thing. So, there's a lot of black people that's not celebrating white Jesus, but at the end of the day, I'd say, look, it's not about black Jesus, white Jesus, about Jesus. Just, if you rock with the teachings, rock with the teachings. You know what I'm saying? And I'll leave it at that. But
Hey,
if you are eating, you're celebrating.
Don't be saying nothing bad about my white Jesus.
He says, if you are eating, you are celebrating. Brother, you got to eat all the time. What are you talking about?
You're celebrating. Oh, brother, that's funny.
Yeah. But anyways, that having been said, what's up next?
The Wisconsin shooting.
Oh, yikes. Okay, so now this is pretty tough. Let me see where I thought I had my stuff on here. But yeah, so in Wisconsin, here's what we know about the deadly school shooting. Okay, so a teacher and a teenage student were killed in a school shooting at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin, in an attack Monday that also injured 6 more people. So this person, this was a situation where, we didn't find out who the shooter was right away. And I know the people on the right sort of like have a tongue-in-cheek joke that, if they don't let you know who the person was right away, then they were white. So that's like a way of protecting white people. Or, I guess if you don't know what it is, that they're black because they don't want to, show you a black person. But this person turned out to be a white woman, but then they tried to make it to put it out there like she was a trans woman and saying, here goes these trans people shooting up people again because they're all hormoned up. But, again, this person was not trans. This was just a woman, a female, a young lady who, did something terrible. And, this is a situation where I say still go after the parents, but they're not going after the parents. They're saying that the parents weren't complicit, whatever, but, let's find out where that gun came from. Brother Afro Agnostic, you got some type of take on this?
Yeah, I just want to add that I think 5 other victims or people who were shot are on life support. So she did some, one teacher and then one student. She also attended that school. So you're right, it was, a young girl like that doesn't have easily access to a gun, and then she had 2 guns. And she was quite familiar with guns. They did have pictures of her shooting at the range. But I think the issue that comes to mind for me is just children's rights to safety. What can we do? How are these institutions starting at the family? I understand she took therapy. What was her, there were no signs from her therapist. Is the therapist communicating with the school counselor? So I think it's just a breakdown of institutions that we need to, give more resources to, because if we really want to protect children, to me, it's all about protecting children, which means, investing in things like mental health support for kids, and I understand that there were some issues around her being a trans. If anything, if she was trans and she attended a Christian school, it probably.
I don't understand why that keep coming up. What are we talking about?
I don't know because
what are we talking about?
Because 95% of shooters are men, so it's very rare. So I think that may have something to do with it too.
So this, for me, this is like one of the first stories I'm hearing about a woman that's shooting up. No, I take that back. But it doesn't happen too often, right? So a young lady shoots up a school. We know that it's crazy people out there. We know that some people are foul. From what I understand, she was speaking with somebody from California who was planning on shooting up a federal building or something like that. We know that these people are out there. We just all got to be mindful. And, I homeschool my children. Me and my wife, we homeschool our children because of these types of dangers until a certain grade. But, you got to protect your children. Hopefully the teachers are mindful at school. If I was a teacher, I would be ever vigilant, knowing that I have to protect all these young lives. So if you're out there, protect your children. If you're in the school, protect those children. That's all that's it.
Brother Chuck, chill out.
Okay.
Brother Chuck, chill out.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only thing I would add is, school shootings suck, and so does anytime there's a senseless violence against an innocent victim, and in regards to protecting the children, I mean, the only thing that could at most be done, in terms of, protecting them from each other is, some real strong frisking type of policy and checkpoints and whatnot before even entering the school, and even prison still get shanks and whatnot, inside of that environment. So I don't know how successful that would be. Other than that, having a armed security, you would need multiple armed security. I'm not sure what kind of strain on the budget that would put on an already strained educational system. So to me, as a parent, if you want to do the best that you can in terms of protection, I like what our brother Floyd, ultimately said, which is, homeschool, pull them in, find other activities where they can interact with others, but homeschool, because now you're in charge of the security at your home, as well as the content that your children are receiving.
Not everyone has the time or resources to do homeschooling.
I understand that. I understand that. Particularly, a lot of those single, females are out there, to where the man, it wasn't that important, to have around. Maybe people start rethinking their strategies, their priorities, in terms of what's important to them. So it's up to us. We can't put it on anybody else. It's up to us. What do we want to do? How do we want to organize things that is in the best interest of ourselves and our family?
Okay, let me just say, I'm not saying that families there should be better parenting, of course, but where can we get parenting services? As an example, when I worked for Clorox, multi-billion-dollar corporations in the suburbs, they had parenting classes that they provided for free. Clorox did to the employees. Government, municipal counties can do the same. Apparently, we need some parenting classes that will help with the family structure, with the institution of the family. And I'm just saying, in adding more resources to the family, also the schools, also the churches, to educate people around these issues and really focusing on patriarchy and gender here, because I think if 95% of mass shootings were carried out by transgender, we will make an apparent link between transgender and school shootings, because most of these shootings are done by men. They have a lot to do with something that we need to deconstruct within men and with patriarchy in society.
No, it's more just of a social construct in general. Generally boys and men are the ones out there, at the range with their fathers shooting the guns. Nowadays, you see it more to where, more females.
So that needs to be addressed, perhaps. If you feel that that's the issue, I think that should be addressed. As well as, parenting classes and different things, not just like you individuals do this better, but actually giving resources to support people.
All we can do here as individual is give our advice, our input. That's it. We don't control the resource system. We know that's the government.
That's the goal.
Other community organizations are out there. What you mean that's the goal?
I'm saying that's the goal, is to control these resources. So like the message is, get involved in organizations that are doing this work. And so that
sounds good.
We could agree on that. We could also agree that parenting classes is a good idea. As are.
I think. So there are some concession. We're saying that all of these things are good tools in the tool shed.
Yeah.
Infamous Elku, what you got to say about this?
I think it's a sad situation because we go through this often, and it's always the same result. They talk about it. They give their thoughts and prayers. Mm-hmm. They discuss it in Congress, but nothing ultimately gets done ever. So, and then here's another thing I gotta take on. You were saying how they get shanks and everything in the prisons. They even get guns in there nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And another thing is this: do you really want some of these parents really parenting or actually teaching their kids homeschool?
I can't find Hoy quick enough.
Hey, right? It speaks to a lot, and it really is going to come down to accountability and what.
I'm sorry, that was a great point. So, a lot of these parents just not equipped to do what you two are very strong, intelligent, whatever. Not everybody's got it together like y'all had it together.
I mean, and then
a parent, whatever grade you made it to, you could teach up to. Just straight up. And if you have a love for your child, then
that's
I'm
not
telling
true,
you,
man.
you don't even have to be.
Hold on.
Teaching is an occupation that people get trained for. You just can't up and decide, I'm going to do this for my kids. You may have a natural knack for it.
Now, why do you say that? Why are you trying to handicap people? You don't think that somebody who made it to the 5th grade can't teach up to the 5th grade?
I'm telling you, that's exactly what I did.
I know 5 plus 5. I could teach somebody what 5 plus 5 is.
Let me respond to this as a
I
teacher.
know.
Let me respond to this.
Hold on. Wait, listen. No, but let me say this real quick. Stop trying to put things out of reach and say, "Oh, we have to leave it to the professionals." That's why shit don't get done, because we think that we got to count on professionals to get shit done.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. You got people that's graduating high school that reads on a 6th grade level.
Okay. What about them?
So that means
they can teach up to the 6th grade.
But they graduated high school.
What about them?
I'm not saying individuals. I'm not saying individuals can't do it, but you're going to need some training from some institution that has a history and a record of effective teaching, and that's going to cost money. Again, this privileges rich people over poor people. Now, if the government is going to supplement that and give, the money for the people to be trained, for parents to volunteer, that's how you would do it. But I'm just, and what I was saying with Chuck Chill from the dojo today is that it's not only individual responsibility, it's institutional responsibility. So we can't neglect. We need both.
First of all, let me just
go ahead, nice guy.
See, this is the problem, Mr. Floyd X. It doesn't matter that the fact that you have a 5th grade education. I don't think that's enough to be a homeschooling teacher. It's not a function of just teaching them 5th grade. It's, what I'm saying? A lot of human beings are really not fit to teach another human being much about anything. I mean, a lot of these families out here, I don't want to say it, but a lot of these people are really messed up. So what you're doing is propagating messed up. So I'm just saying that, not everybody's equipped to do it. You're saying that you're handicapping people. I'm just saying that you're not acknowledging that some people need to get in a better position.
We know there's some people. You can say
a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
I'm just saying it's kind of like
people for everything.
I think he's
some people this, some people that. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the majority. If you can, you should.
But you
can
homeschool, you should.
If you can, that's another thing. But we're talking about. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people that can't. That was the
why talk about them? We ain't talking about them.
Well, because you're saying that if you graduated 5th grade or you have a 5th grade education, you should be able to teach 5th grade. I'm just saying that you should. Wait, listen. Just because you made it through the 5th grade doesn't mean that you can teach 5th grade. There's a lot of people that would struggle with teaching 5th grade to teaching.
Should.
Personal testimony. The big word.
Why are we sitting here worrying about, some people can't do it, so we shouldn't do it?
That's not what the case is. We're talking about that. It's not something.
We're giving advice here. I gotta take the mic. As a teacher, I feel like I got to take the mic, okay?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
I mean, one of the key words here, 2 key words is temperament. You have the temperament for the job, and then there's also the pedagogy and the training. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of disrespectful to the profession to say, anybody can do it. It's kind of like a sideline person talking about they can be a running back, they can be a cornerback. You haven't done that type of training. Is not what it seems to be. And I'm just a quick testimony. I'm I'm teaching. I got a little background. So I was offered a position to teach this advanced class. I think it was 2nd grade, and to teach them long division. Kicked my ass. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had to go back home, figure this shit out, because you can, just because you can do it, as nice guy was saying, doesn't mean you can teach it.
In other words, just because you're educated doesn't mean that you're qualified to be an educator.
You see,
there you go. That's the best right there. That's the best way to describe it.
So what stands is, if you can, you should.
But see, that's the thing about it. You
can graduate.
But see, okay.
You can graduate from college and still can't teach nobody jack.
Look. Let me.
They shouldn't be teaching either. But are we gonna sit here and talk about that? Yeah, you shouldn't be teaching. So what? You graduated and got a master's degree in education. You shouldn't be teaching because you can't. Why talk about that?
Learning something and being able to teach something that you learn are 2 different things. And not only that, again, when you say if you should. And I'm saying that I disagree with that because, again, it may be the best route for some alternative situations, but there is some social benefit to teaching, to interaction.
So you shouldn't teach somebody if you're able to.
What'd you say?
You said you disagree with if you can, you should.
No. You said if you can, you should. As far as homeschooling, I'm talking about homeschooling.
I mean,
everybody
people
should
have-
teach. Each one teach one. Everybody should teach what you can teach. But I'm talking about as far as being homeschooling. I'm saying that that's not. I don't think that if you have the ability to do homeschooling, you necessarily should do homeschooling because I
And it's
think
not-
think there's a very important social benefit from interacting with other
now,
people.
let me just say to their argument, you can have a social, you can have a homeschool with and give them social experience because you can have a bigger homeschool. But that's the other thing. Teaching is not something that you do on the side as you do your other job. I'm saying you got to.
Nobody's talking about that. Let's move forward. All right, let's move forward.
Even in Floyd X's case, he had a dedicated teacher that was doing the dedicated type situation.
Let's move forward. So again, salute or our condolences to the victims, the ones who have passed away and the ones who are in the hospital. We hope you get well soon, and we hope that we could somehow remedy this problem that keeps reoccurring. So what's next up, Mr. Nice Guy?
Yeah, do the hard frisking. That's what it is. That's the solution. Talking about Jay-Z's accusations. Now, I was leaning on Walk to really talk about. He really had some details. So I'm gonna have to defer to whoever has those particulars.
I could hold it down. Buzzbee versus Jay-Z. This lawyer is out of I believe it's Houston or Texas, somewhere in Texas. He's out of Texas, and he threw this allegation. He initially went to Jay-Z and asked for a settlement, trying to, in my opinion, siphon money off of Jay-Z because he's a billionaire or whatever. And so that didn't work. So he brought it to the public and put this story out there about some young lady, 13 years old, who was driven for 5 hours from Rockford, New York, I believe it was, all the way to New York for a award show, and the two of the biggest stars at the time. Oh, we have a 13-year-old. Let's have sex with her. That was the accusation. Her story fell through. Jay-Z, he's not cleared completely of it, but it's being proven, and people are coming online apologizing because the same thing they always do. If a woman makes an accusation, people start accepting the accusation as the truth. That's just the truth. And I tell people, when I talk to people, I'll be like, listen, I'm not throwing no accusations until the facts come out or the case is resolved. The same thing I did with Megan Thee Stallion. I apologized after Tory went to jail, even though I took that apology back. But hey, I apologized initially. But let's go. What y'all got to say about
he was
this?
wrong initially, and he apologized when he got put on blast. But Mr. Afro Agnostic, you got any information on this? You know what? Before let me switch it up. Let me go to brother Chuck. Chill out. You have some information on this?
I mean, outside of the obvious, if and this might be controversial in my comments here, but if you're a woman claiming that you got raped 25 years ago, I automatically don't believe you. Especially if you're going after a high-profile man with money and resources, I automatically don't believe you, and I believe you're a liar, and then that's just what it is, and we'll see how it all shakes out. So there's already many red flags in the case. It just seems to be that that his brother's trying to get extorted, but we'll see.
Okay, first of all, let me just say that when you do a lawsuit, a lot of times before you actually file a lawsuit, you'll maybe prepare a complaint and you'll sit over something that's called a demand letter. And that's your means to try to put this thing away before you have to actually go through the legal process of either putting somebody's information out there or just the costs that are involved with it. So this is a regular thing as far as a demand letter. And, they either go with the demand or don't. They usually don't. So it's not necessarily an extortion dynamic. That's one thing I wanted to point out. The whole other thing about the fact that if you don't say nothing about it, that hurts my soul. You got to understand that there's a lot of people that get hurt. They get whatever, and don't say nothing about it because they're not necessarily either as strong as you or maybe as strong as me, or for whatever reason is intimidated and don't do anything about it, especially if they don't think anything is going to be accomplished about it. I'm just saying that it's one thing to say that let's find out, and I don't know, but to just say that you don't believe them because they haven't said something that hurts my soul.
Let me say something here, bro. Can I?
Yeah, I resonate with that.
Go ahead, Elpo.
Well, the story has holes in it. She says she got raped. She stumbled out, went to a neighbor's house. called her dad, ended up at a gas station. Her dad drove 5 hours and came and picked her up, took her home, whatever. They never talked about it. I don't know what happened. Either way. Then she said, then her father said he doesn't recall. So she has holes in her story right there. That hurts her credibility. And number two, this might actually help Puffy out. Because first she accused him, and then she brought Jay-Z into it later. So I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look good for her.
So Afro-Agnostic, you were about to say something?
No, I was going to say just what you said resonates. But let me just say with the story. Yeah, the story does have inconsistencies to it. I can't figure out why it's a civil suit, maybe because of statute of limitations and not a criminal suit if there was sexual assault involved or rape, as she alleges. So it does have stories to
it's a lower threshold.
But I think that this is just one of many stories that, because of the status of Jay-Z, is getting exposure. But the rape of children, or again, the problem of not protecting children, especially girls, vulnerable girls that make up the minority demographic, that's a big institutional problem. Anywhere men exercise power, women are oftentimes not supported, not believed. So, even within the family structures, because of authority, because of feelings of guilty, these things have people withhold information. They don't understand the law, the legal process. It takes a lot of, stick-to-itiveness and confidence to go through that entire, embarrassing type of process. And I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of people who do it are making accurate accusations. But of course, there are some that are going to exploit that. But I think that if you think historically, women did not have a voice. We can name off, celebrities. And again, this is, we talked about 95% of shooters being men. Well, 99% of sexual assaults are perpetrated by men. So, looking at this and understanding this as a men's problem issue will kind of motivate us or inform us to create programs for boys, for men that respect women, that criminalize misogyny and things like that. I think are the backdrop to stories like this, even though this one might not be true.
You said criminalize misogyny?
Like hate speech, like for instance, like make it a hate speech, make it.
So if somebody should go to jail if they call a woman the B word.
You said what?
So somebody should go to jail if they call a woman the B word.
No, they should have the same.
Like you're saying.
I think they should have the same consequences that they would get for using the N word or using the F word.
What are the consequences for using those words?
Well, people have used them that have been caught publicly have been fired, they've been reprimanded, they've lost support, things like that. What we call today canceled.
I mean, if you're laughing, but I'm just saying that there's repercussions.
Bro, I'm laughing because this is absolutely hilarious, bro. That this view is supported among a percentage of the population, and it is because it's bro. I simply just don't understand it. I thought we debunked that 99% of those that perpetrate so-called RAPE are men. That was a show we did. And I remember I brought some data that definitely disputed that, but. Just going back to the subject at hand, I just don't understand, why this is so difficult to comprehend. There are so many holes, so many discrepancies that in this situation, it's already clear that this is a shakedown. So we're talking about this, not like something that 50 years ago, or anything like that. But we're talking about what's happening right now in this situation. The facts, it just shows that this appears to be a shakedown, and we'll see if I'm wrong, but we definitely were right about.
I think we all agree that this situation is.
Gotta let them finish.
I just want to say, when I say that, I'm advocating for men. I'm saying that the way we're socializing men is wrong. I'm not blaming men. Like for instance, we talk about men being the biggest perpetrators of rape. That means most boys or men that get raped are being raped by men. And that's a problem. That's protecting men from being assaulted by men. So that's why I'm advocating for men.
As far as Jay-Z goes,
But I'm dealing with the facts.
No, you're gonna let him finish. My whole point was that we all agreed that this Jay-Z, this particular instance does not sound right. We're not defending this one. We think that this one is flawed. That's why I'm saying that we really don't need to debate on it. I think we've all reached a consensus. That was the point that I was making, Mr. Floyd.
And the other thing too is in the media, the black men are disproportionately represented as at least in entertainment, as perpetrators of this stuff. So I mean, we got to do something about this for men because it's a man's problem. It's our responsibility.
Right. Jay-Z predicted this a long time ago in his first album. It was called Reasonable Doubt. And then he had a song where he said, "Not guilty. Y'all got to feel me. I feel you, Jay."
All right. So anything else anybody got to say about this Jay-Z accusation?
Nah, we're done.
No, I think the thing we need to criminalize is that women bringing up, false charges. You know what I mean?
Everybody.
I think that's what we need. More
all
than
false charges. All false charges.
Not masculinity, not criminalizing masculinity or the patriarchy. None of that. But again, false charges. No matter, regardless of color, creed, sex, or whatever.
I think we need to expand the statute of limitations, make anonymous reporting places, safe places where people can do that, support survivors. I think we need more resources, and we need more education for men around consent.
Hey, Chuck, I want to make a real point. Over the course of my lifetime, the females that I've had a really lot of real interaction with, really having honest conversations with, the vast majority of those women told me they were raped at one point in time.
1 out of 5, 3 out of 5, I believe.
I would say it's a mystery in our community.
Well, no, but my point is that I'm just saying that it's a reality, but they don't talk about it. They don't put it out there. They don't whatever. So if they don't say nothing for 25 years, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means that they didn't say about it. A lot of people
be family members.
Yeah, a lot of people are victimized.
Figures, authority figures,
they just don't speak up on it.
So let's stay focused on. We're talking about Jay-Z accusations.
No, we're not talking about. We've already acknowledged that we don't. None of us believe those. So we're talking about a more important issue.
That's not one of today's topics.
That's the topic that we're talking about.
Come on, let's focus, nice guy. Stop. We got to focus, man. We're go. Huh?
I said that was a more important topic. We fleshed it out. So if you want to go on,
so we're going to our commercials. La Brea Trucking for all of your trucking needs. See, I got my trucker hat on today. La Brea Trucking, East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast, North to South, South to West. Call the brother. You saw the phone number at the end.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And if you don't want to get it online, you can go to the Petty Vice in Venice, or you can go to the Afro City Marketplace, the Crenshaw Mall. And she's probably got some more stuff going on. So we'll be bringing Sister Nidra back on to speak on it.
All right. The Score, Bar and Grill. Go watch the football there. The football games there. The basketball games are there. They got 9 big screen TVs. Go and check them out. 7123 Franklin Boulevard, Sacramento, California. If you're in the city, go check them out. Sex Talk with Walt. It's coming back. He's going to be back in the flow of things. We're going to get some more shows out there for you. We know a whole lot of young people, not young people, young adults who need to learn how to interact with the opposite sex. Jay Walk, the Love Doctor, gives you good advice on it. So check us out every starting Thursdays, 9:30 p.m. Yeah, okay. And then finally, where's it at? Damn it. I missed it. Brother Charles is. What's the name of the show today? What's the name of the show, brother?
New Ninja Politics Show, y'all. I know you used to see me suited and booted, but today we in chill out mode. But soon we'll bring another episode. We're looking at various topics to flesh out. So stay tuned.
Yes, sir. All right.
And don't forget to check out the Spin That Back show today. We're gonna have it at 11 o'clock. And today we're gonna be talking about Notorious B.I.G.
Spin that back. Spin that back. All right, let's get back on topic. All right. Focus up every Saturday at 9 a.m. Tune in and get some good information, get some, I guess you could say, good arguments and perspective from intelligent black men and young ladies, young women we bring on the show also. If you want to be on the show, hit us up.
All right, so now we're going to talk about this Travis Hunter girlfriend controversy. This has been a messy situation. I mean, this dude, he's been with this female from some bit of time, and just because some videos got out there, maybe in her least moments that became viral, everybody's giving their relational advice about him breaking up with this female. So, I mean, that's the gist of it. You got something particularly you want to add to this, Mr. Floyd X?
No, I want to hear y'all perspective.
Well, good luck. Let me say this, man. That introduction to the facts was, in my opinion, brother, not accurate at all. But yes, the woman has been exposed in general, and I think a lot of men in particular are looking at the situation like, okay, what if this was my son, top athlete, Heisman winner? What kind of counsel and guidance would I give him? Regarding what we do know about this woman, and it's clear that any rational thinking man that's looking out for the best interest of their son is gonna say, get away as fast as you can. And there is a number of facts to support that. Starting with the fact that the video that came out that was showing how he's in the middle of greeting fans and interacting with fans, the lack of support that he had there. That's enough in and of it, just by itself. But then, if what's true, that these leaked videos of, strip clubs and whatnot, where she worked at, I mean, that automatically right there is a, red flag, to where, that's, you cut it off right then and there, in my opinion, unless you're giving your son, guidance that, this is a plaything, but I think it's clear, that men just was seeing themselves with their loved ones, and the type of guidance that they would give them in that situation, and then this all turned into something to where the woman was being trashed. So that's my take.
Afro-Gnostics, you know anything about this situation?
Oh, that's my nephew, man. It's my nephew.
Like literally your nephew?
No, we just share the same last name. But I like the way Student X, or today the brother Chuck Chill Out in the dojo. That he framed it with a social, like this, the social consequences or he framed it in a social context. I can go with that, but other than that, I thought that I don't necessarily agree with the point that he was making. I mean, like he didn't have the advice, and that's what to do or something. I feel like their right to privacy is being invaded here, and that they're putting their personal stuff on social media then has an negative impact on their personal relationship. So even with the Papoose thing, man, and Ray Moss, I find myself, these juicy topics, but it's kind of gossipy unless there's certain, if you want to talk about a larger issue like monogamy or something like that. To me,
we're gonna talk about that, but they put that stuff out there, so there's no gossip. The things that we're gonna talk about Remy Ma and Papoose later, that's gonna be what they put out there. But
no, I'm just saying, as far as their personal relationship, like people are not marriage counselors. I mean, that's between. If it's not related to football, that's what he knows. We can talk about his moves in football and his from Florida to following Deion.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this, brother. Look, what people are looking at is a young man who is on the path to success, and we see she's the one that's putting the information out there, putting these videos up. She put a video up talking about how she likes to get drunk. He don't drink. He used to take her to the club and sit outside the club while she in there partying and wait for her to finish and get drunk and come back in the car. Why would she put that out there? Why would she tell anybody that? She say, he wasn't my type. And the reason I said he wasn't my type because he was a cheater. And I don't date cheaters, but she's dating him now. Why put that out there? So what we as onlookers are saying, like, wait a minute, this might not be a good look for you, brother. We know you've been with her for 5+ years or whatever, but this is not a good look. And they're just advising him, like, sign that prenuptial. Even Deion Sanders said, I'm going to do your prenuptial. He said, your prenuptial is going to be this thick. Because he see the signs, but he got to be the mediator and try to be nice because he got to deal with that young man.
Let me be very clear. When I talk about the fact that you brought up some real circumstances, and to me, these were terrible red flags. But these were just moments that we captured. These are not the totality of that person. And I'm just telling you, the moments that come out, as far as the drinking thing, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, there's no way I'm going to take someone to a club and sit out there while they go there and drink cut up for two hours, and I'm just sitting in the car. That's just not going to happen. As far as the autograph thing, that was so ridiculously unprofessional, and you know what I'm saying, it's just like this dude is working and you're sitting there whatever. But to me, this was a reflection of a child. This was a reflection of someone who didn't have the maturity, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't someone that was a functional person, just mean a person that didn't reach the point that they need to reach. So that's what I'm talking about. So we're judging this person by their moments, but I'm just saying that, you know, he's been dealing with this person over, I believe, 5 years. I'm just saying that he has a whole lot more data on this person. But of course, as adults, we know that relationships tend to end anyways. So we always look at the stuff that's kind of rosy now that's going to be jacked up down the line. So, you know, we are trying to give you that big, advice. But, you know, we're also
nice guy.
And I take back my pride. I didn't know that she initially leaked stuff to the media. I thought they were deducing stuff from what he said. But
no, she puts they have a YouTube page or something like that where they talk a lot. She talk a lot, and we only talking about the stuff that they put out there. And when they've been together for 5 years, you got to remember he's 21. So that was that 16, 17, 18, 20. Yeah, he was 16 years old. A 16-year-old is not a good judgment of a good girlfriend. You can't pick the right girl, in my opinion. That's my opinion. At 16 years old,
I don't know what age you pick the right person. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that, you know, if you have 5 years, but I'm just saying if you have
sometimes
5
it's
years,
just luck.
Yeah, if you have 5 years invested into a person, I'm just saying that you should have the right to choose whether you're going to be with that person or not. I'm not co-signing her. I would not give her, you know, I wouldn't give her the thumbs up to him. I wouldn't say, my advice to him would not be to continue on with this relationship. I'm just saying that my advice to myself is I don't really know her just because of these things, but they are red flags. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, because
do y'all believe in prenuptials? I'm asking everybody on the panel.
Yeah, of course. And then that type of situation, you know what I mean? You know, you're an athlete, if there's even any confusion, you know, even if there's not, it's just safe to go ahead and just rock it, you know?
Yeah.
So now we only have 5 minutes left, you know.
An hour and a half, brother.
Are we going an hour and a half?
I got to get off the podcast.
We anticipated that this was going to be a little bit longer.
Okay.
The welcome back show. So yeah, we're gonna lose you, Alpha Agnostic. Salute to you, brother. You know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But we got an hour and a half. So
Sound good.
All right, so Brother Youssef says that.
Since I know we got time, can I say this real quick on that? You know, I read in an article where it said that Lene got real about the relationship, admitting her initial impressions of Hunter involved with time. And, you know, so initially she wasn't even interested in dude, you know, but as he grew in stardom and talent, you know what I mean, there's something changed. You know what I'm saying? You know, so again, you know, this was a teenage love, brothers in his feelings. He's not just trying to, Big Cuz point, he's not just trying to hit it, you know what I mean, and quit it. You know, that's not the language we getting from him, you know, and the vibe at all. You know what I mean? Well, we getting that vibe to where, you know, we had to go back to our brother from Friday and say, man, you better whip that. You know what I'm saying? You know, he doing it wrong. He playing this wrong, you know, altogether, you know, and there are some men who are out there that's letting you know that, look, there's a way that you should proceed in these type of situations. So we'll see what he do.
That's it. El Pooh?
He gonna mess around and find out. That's all I can say. I'm done with him.
If they do end up together, I hope it works out. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's your take on prenuptials, nice guy?
Absolutely. If you're in that type of a situation, like regular people, to me, that's like animosity. But as far as when you're dealing with athletes and stuff like that, that should be a standard. And as far as regular people, everybody should have mandatory DNA tests for children. Let's get rid of Maury so he don't have no type of job, no nothing. You should be finding out. It should be objective, and you move on from there. So yeah, no, I agree with that. So metal detectors outside of the school, DNA tests, and prenuptials, all three. Check.
All right. Let's move on to the Jamie Foxx special or Papoose. What are we talking about?
Jamie Foxx special. While he's still here, you know, he put Alpha Agnostic put a post about the Jamie Foxx special.
Go ahead
and speak on the Afro.
Okay, yeah, I haven't been to church in a while, so watching it, I felt like I got a little comedy show and a whole lot of church. It was basically. I like an interesting take on it, though. I'd like to share it, but basically it was a sermon. It was a testimonial of his experience in the coma and God, of course, pulling him through. You know, 20,000 kids die a day, but God decided, I'm gonna let Jamie Foxx live so he can make us laugh more. So that was a hilarious comedic thing for me. Yeah.
Well, let me say this, man. Look, I understand when we haven't been through what he been through. The way he told the story, it was heartwarming to me, and I was just sitting there. I felt bad for him, and you know, I watched it with my wife, and I get it. He feels a type of way, and his faith is in God. That's where he put it at. And what you said about the 20,000 children, I get it. I agree with you, but I get it how he feels about it, and you know, that's just what it was. It was funny. He's entertaining. He's talented. It was a good special to me, and you know, I just take it as that. It was a good special.
I like what I want to say really quick. It's interesting. He saluted black women, two of his daughters that are black, and his sister. All his life, he married white women. I never knew he married so many white women. That he was deeply into. I don't think he ever was married to a black woman. That's interesting, though. Yeah.
He did kind of make a commitment to no more white chicks, though.
He did?
He did. You didn't catch the end?
I know. I'm saying this is. Go ahead.
He said no more. I'm starting today, sisters. No more white women.
I thought I heard him say okay, because I kind of fell asleep that part. Maybe.
Okay, he did say that.
He going political. But when I watched the show before it even started, I was like, man, he about to showcase everything that he could do and display his whole talent, you know, for the world, you know, in particular Hollywood, to say, look, I'm still the same old Jamie. And the most brilliant part about the whole show to me, you know, was when he was doing what I just mentioned, but, you know, indicating that you can't clone this, you know what I mean? And just reenacting a lot of these different, you know, skits and roles that he played in the past. That was brilliant. So, you know, the show is
cool.
You know,
I think he did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was getting ready to say I haven't seen it just yet. In fact, I don't think I ever seen Jamie Foxx stand up anyway. Actually, I like Tommy Davidson. That boy is hilarious. But I want to know this though. Did he mention anything about Puffy poisoning him or anything like that?
Yeah,
He did bring up Puffy.
Okay, multiple times.
What do you say about that?
No, you watch it. We're not gonna spoil it for anybody that
I
hasn't seen
like
it.
that part.
Cat Williams too.
Or kind of debunk a lot of conspiratorial claims about him being a clone, about Puffy, drugging him, and I thought that was good too.
Okay, good looking. Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's that. So now we can talk about Papoose and Remy Ma. Now we talked about this before because this has been sort of like been going on for a while, and there was a lot of speculation before, but they made it public. They posted stuff, and that's the stuff that we're going to be speaking about. She posted like I guess conversations that he had with Clarissa Shields, and he's posted a picture of her, posting up with Easy the Block Captain, and he's confirming what we had all heard before that he knocked the dude out. At least that's what he's saying. So, I mean, that's kind of why we're speaking on it. And, we put them out there as an example of black love, and we were rooting for him, cheering for him to work out. But unfortunately, it's gone the way that it's gone. But, they put that out there. So that's why we've consumed it. Mr. Floyd X, you got something you want to say about this?
Let me start off by saying salute to our brother Papoose. I think he did his best to handle the situation well, wasn't trying to put all his business out there. I don't know, it was leaked out or somehow got out that Remy was sleeping with this guy, the Easy the Block Captain, and he didn't say nothing about it. They had their incident. He didn't brag or come on media bragging about, I knocked him out and whoop-de-whoop. It's just stuff, it just came out. So it came out and he let it go. This was going on for like about a couple of months now, right? And then he ends up getting with Clarissa Shields, one of my favorite female athletes. I love Clarissa Shields, and I want to see her win. She's a multi-champion. Look at that, Clarissa Shields. Can't wait to see her movie. The movie that's coming out. I can't wait to see that. But salute to Papoose again, and Remy Ma. I hope you get it together in the sense of recognizing that I think black love is beautiful, and I think it's important, and you should focus on keeping your family together. I think they got like a 10-year-old daughter, and then she has another child, I think is in jail or something like that for murder. And then, so it's the situation, I think she should have stayed focused on that. And one more point I want to make is that Fat Joe spoke on the relationship. He said he loved Papoose because of Remy Ma, and now he just stays out of it. He don't know what to do because that's a married couple. And, when you do stuff like this, you put your family and friends in a precarious predicament situation. So avoid it as best you can to not step outside the marriage. If you're in that marriage, if you decide to join that marriage, Travis Hunter, you decide to get in that marriage, be in it for the long haul and make the best of it.
Fat Joe knows what he needs to do. Lean back. Don't do anything. Shut up.
One thing I'll just underscore what you said as far as his love for at some point, because I have Remy in my top 5, but Papoose does. So he's a lyrical miracle dude. So for him to put up that level shows, some hip hop love.
Clarissa Shields had invited her to a fight. I think February 2nd. All I can say is, Remy, don't do it. If you do,
hey, same goes for Clarissa Shields. Don't be trying to rap battle Remy. Just stop. That wasn't cool. As embarrassing as that fight may play out, that's how embarrassing that rap video played out. So
Yeah,
brother. When I first saw that this was going to be a thing and it was a celebrity, gossip and whatnot, I just would have thought to myself like, hell, this is going to be, a ride. And this is very predictable, just like, this whole Jay-Z situation, the so-called alleged victim in that situation. It was clear that it wasn't going to work, and here we are. But just going on, to me, what we're seeing, and this is an example, unfortunately, people don't want to talk about it, but this is an example that the matriarchy promotes, is that, hey, do what you want, the family, is not, sacred, men are not necessary. You could get another one, you know what I mean? That's just what's being promoted, to a lot of these, young girls today through the music, through the culture, through everything. And it's just unfortunate that, there's lives that's impacted in this situation. So.
Is the matriarchy to blame, or is it the people?
Hey, look, I'm just fighting fire with fire because the patriarchy get blamed for every goddamn thing, So,
I think it's bad patriarchy. I don't think the patriarchy
on this one.
I feel that if Walk was here, he might be grumbling the way that you guys have attacked Remy Ma, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. I know that he's
what guys you talking about attacking Remy Ma?
Well, I'm just saying that. The guys.
Nobody attacked Remy Ma.
Well, the people that are thinking that she's more of the problem than necessarily. I think that some people would. I believe now. I don't want to I don't want to put words in Walk's mouth. I could have sworn I saw him post. He's posted many times that he was the one cutting up before she cut up. It was not a response. He's not responding to her. She's responding to him. Things that he did or whatever. So I'm just saying that I don't know the details. That's why Walk, he really had the details.
Well, we don't need to, we don't need to spat over the particular individual case that they have, but just look statistically in terms of marriages.
Okay, let's not do the statistic. We talk about Focuz and Remy Ma, man.
Because, man, you don't want to get so caught up in the individual case, though. I think
that's what we're talking about.
I know, but the bigger
it's a teachable moment. Dang, Floyd X, you just want this to be TMZ. We're trying to have some teachable moments out here. You know what? It would be okay to be a teachable moment if it was.
Let me say it. Look,
because there's a lot of presumption. Now, hold on. There's a presumption that nice guy's talking about. The presumption that Remy Ma is the cause. You're making that presumption. I'm making a presumption about how the trend, the pattern of
what did we hear first? What was the first thing we heard?
The first thing we heard was him cheating. Was him cheating while she was in jail or something like that?
Yeah, but we don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If Walk was here,
it's a presumption to make because it's all subjective. It's just what you feel based on the data you have. Like nice guy said, we don't have all the data.
We just talk about what's in public. We talk about what came public. The first public thing we heard was her because the only thing we hear about when she was in jail was how he went to the jailhouse.
Yeah, but you're making a presumption about things that have not been disclosed too. We don't know who cheated first. We can't
talk about it.
We can talk about what we
talk about it
because it's not disclosed.
But we don't have to reach
stuff that's not disclosed.
We don't have to reach
He said conclusion. That's the.
We don't have to reach a conclusion that she was the cause.
But listen,
I'm just saying that you framed it in a sense like she needs to, and I'm not saying that she don't.
I'm saying in a sense because if what the first thing we heard was her and the block captain, okay. So from my perspective of what's been public, what I know about is that okay, she needs to chill and get your family, focus on your family, whatever that looks like to Papoose if he's willing to do that. But you can't just be out here and having public information that she didn't do nothing to deny it. She was seen out in public with him after the accusations was made, and they wasn't together no more. And so it's like, okay, she's not denying it. It must be true.
Hey, no one knows where the nose goes when the doors close.
All right, they're just jumping somewhere else now. All right.
No, but I'm saying but we don't know. So that having been said, salute to them. We hope that they find some type of peace in whatever decision that they work with, and that if they have children.
Yeah, they got a daughter together, and hopefully, she has a daughter.
Hopefully that everything, they're amazing parents for that child, notwithstanding them not being together. So we only wish the best for Papoose and Remy Ma. So that having been said,
and shout out to George Clinton and Sir Knowles for that line that Mr.
Yeah. And I will say that he has become the hip hop poster child for a good man. So I understand
Indeed.
Well, he held her down while she was locked down, as far as we know. That was definitely the story before. But that having been said, let's talk about what you want to talk about, Mr. Chuck. Chill out. Trump is trumping. Now, Mr. Floyd X is the person that really want to kind of set this table. You want to talk about? You want to talk about the first thing that Trump is trumping about?
Yes, he said within 9 minutes of taking office, he's going to what's that word? When you pardon all of the January 6th people that have been convicted, he said he's going to pardon. Initially he said I'm going to pardon them all. and then he backtracked and say, "I'm a pardon the ones." He narrowed it down. I think it was like less violent or something he said, but he's backing down like he's backing down from everything he said. He's lying about everything he lied about. So, in my opinion, when we say that Trump is trumping, we're just saying that Trump is lying again. That's my interpretation. But whatever trumping means to you, you can say he's trumping.
I gotta let Brother Chuck Chill out respond to that. That's that.
Well, I mean, it's not much to say, but in regards to the pardons, good. I always stated from the gate that this was politicized. It was, made way more than what it really was. And this is a campaign promise that he is keeping, without doubt. And then the thing is that if you look among his supporters, which I happen to be around, several, and I study them, and just in general, none of them are mad of anything that he's doing right now. They're completely, with him, understand, some of the things that, may not come exactly as predicted. Like, for example, the rising costs or lowering the cost of food. There are realities that exist within that dynamic to where it might not be, so low moving forward, but then there's some, tactics that he is deploying that, maybe some things would be better domestically, we'll see, but yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all.
He's not going to be able to get the prices back down?
No, based on comments that he said,
no.
Yeah, the food prices coming down, like one with like what was promised, it doesn't look like that is going to be a reality. Just based on, for people who understand, it's the fall of the dollar. The more the dollar becomes irrelevant and backed by more and more debt, the less valuable it is. The more people across the world that do not want to take dollars and want some other form of payment, then it becomes, worth less. You know what I mean? So it's not that things are getting more expensive. The value of the dollar is getting less. So people are now.
I'm confused. So it wasn't just because of Kamala, right? Because I thought if you got rid of Kamala, now everything would be straight.
I thought terrorists was going to bring everything down.
No, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but we're going to find out, what the overall benefit would be.
But this is
what his policies.
When he take office, I don't think ain't nothing gonna happen. He ain't gonna all them fake promises he be giving. I don't believe none of it. None of it. He ain't gonna lower no food prices. Right. He might pardon some people, but he ain't gonna pardon all those people.
I want to say that there was a congressional study on the January 6th situation, and I mean it involved, like most congressional studies, people from multiple institutions, and they conclude from the facts that they've gathered from the analysis, cross-departmental, wide section of institutions involved in the study, that it was what it was, an attempted coup. So to say that it was orchestrated, I mean, where's the transparency of study on the other side to show that or to counter that evidence, man? But I think this just shows that if you white and you're a male and you have power, you're above the law. You're not subverted by the law. Him pardoning is just like Biden when he pardoned his son. I mean, this is what they do, and all it does is reinforce inequality, because the poor and the minorities, we can't get the pardon and things like that. So I think, man, we need to strengthen these institutions to make sure that they are immune from class and political influence, because I think that's what he's using to free these folks. Anyway, I'm just saying on the pardon tip.
Hey, I want to do another shout out to Walk. He made a great point last week, I believe, or the week before. He said when he was in jail, he noticed that he looked around. He said everybody was poor. You had people from all walks of life, whatever, but the bottom line is the common factor was that they were poor, that they weren't able to do what a rich person would do to just get out of there. So,
large percentage are functionally illiterate too.
So, speaking of rich people, I want to know this: who is the president?
Ouch.
Wow.
I mean, who's calling the shots right now. It seems like Elon Musk is calling the shots. He said, "Kill the bill." They killed that. Stop.
They sure enough killed that bill.
But hey,
Liz Cheney.
Yeah, he put Liz Cheney. Yeah, the fact that he's going after her. I mean, hey, do you think Floyd X? Do you think that Liz Cheney did anything criminal about her involvement with the January 6th?
Hell no. She was on the committee, right?
Afro agnostics. Do you think that Liz Cheney did something criminal?
I don't. Not as far as I know. What criminal charges?
El Poo, do you think that Liz Cheney did anything criminal about her involvement with the January 6th committee?
I think they will try to trump up something. Trust me.
Brother Chuck, chill out. Let us know. Give us the real information. What's up? How is Liz
when it comes to Liz Cheney, bro, I can't say what her culpability is, but if the Trump administration and the Trump team is going after her, that I'm sure there's some merit, because let's face it.
Whoa,
this man went from a mugshot to cover of Time magazine. You know what I mean? And no one was expecting any of that. A lot of these charges, where are they now? You know what I mean? They're just disappearing and being obliterated into thin air.
Why do you presuppose
at the end of the day? So I'm sorry.
Why do you presuppose that Trump has merit if he takes legal action, it has merit? Why do you presuppose
because we saw a lot of fake cases already brought up against him that have dissipated, in the wind, where it be Russian hoaxes, and 2 impeachments that ultimately, were shut down.
So the more false cases against you, the more likely
the cases right now, that he was being charged with to start off, again, and some of which he had a mugshot included. Where are those cases at? How's our girl Fanny doing? You know what I mean? How's she doing? You see what I'm saying? So everything
Charles,
is gone.
Brother Charles, Brother Chuck, chill out. I feel like I believe that Trump is exerting his power right now. So it's not because he was innocent. It's an exertion of power. To him to get that Fannie Willis thing, that her team thrown out, that was his exerting his power.
Bro, we ain't seen nothing yet. If you all are impressed with this, wait till what's coming. There's a lot
come from Donald Trump.
Fascism.
The fear of things to come from Donald Trump.
That's called fascism.
I'm just sitting back watching. I know I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Kamala. I'm just sitting back watching it like he gonna tear some in 2020.
That's an ancient, philosophy, which is it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know what I'm saying? And so here we go. You know what I mean? They're definitely. I believe he definitely is going after his political opponents. Mainly I would say because they ill impacted him, but also in addition to is like he always asserted was an attack on him is an attack on you. The American.
You agree with that?
It's all. You know what I mean? Because if some of these things can be done against him, then where does that leave us as average American?
You want to do a poll?
What kind of poll? I mean, look.
You just said that he said
attack on us.
What X is an attack on Donald Trump and an attack on you?
No.
Mr. Afro Agnostics. Is it attack on Trump and attack on you, brother Afro Agnostics?
Absolutely.
I can prove it. I can prove it.
Is an attack on Trump an attack on you?
Man, Brother Floyd X said it best, and I can't find. Oh, here you go, right here.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Malcolm X had a quote when he said the house nigga was so attached to his slave master when the slave master's house caught on fire. He's like, we got to put out what happened to art?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We sick, boss.
We sick.
So let's put it in perspective. Let's put it in perspective now. So the bottom line is, if a man of Donald Trump standing, an ex-president, a billionaire, can be charged with crimes. That it can be charged with crimes and prosecuted for crimes that have no merit. Again, where does that leave you, black man and woman? hell, white man, white woman, Mexican man, Mexican woman.
I think that's,
you know what I mean, the whole 9 yards. So you are missing the greater. You know, we're getting stuck in hyperbole and
I agree with
it has no merit. That's where the problem at.
That's the
problem. It has merit.
Yeah, if that were true.
If it has merit, what happened? The Democrats had everything lined up.
He exerted his power. When they threw out the documentation, that lady that threw out the documentation, that was an exertion of power. He got shot. The next day, she threw it out. And it was like, oh, wow, everybody has sympathy or whatever, so it wasn't a good chance to fight him. So he got rid of that one. And then I'm not sure what happened with the DC.
But the court is not run by public opinion. The court is decided based on facts
who got in
evidence
place.
being produced.
No. Let's bring it back in real quick, because this is Liz Cheney. She's being attacked. She's exercising her freedom of speech. Attacking her is an attack on freedom of speech. She's not saying anything that's criminal or anything. And then the other thing is he's attacking his political dissidents. If you disagree with me, that's what he's doing. So those are all the traits.
That's what we've been living under. What are you talking about? We've been living under a government that if you've been putting information out there that is anti the narrative, right? Anti the narrative that's been promoted by mainstream media, you've been banned from platforms. You're getting canceled. We even had a video that we did among us that got removed off YouTube and then placed, somewhere else.
But,
you know what I mean? So we've been living under that. I think we need to wake up, that there is, we're seeing this attack going on Donald Trump, and there are absolutely ramifications that will benefit us, if with these things being resolved. There are definitely ramifications that help us.
But I'm saying, like you were banned as an example of you're talking about like your freedom of speech, but why are you so conclusive that there can only be one reason why you were banned? There could be multiple reasons why you were banned. Why you stick to one? Why are you sticking to one and excluding all others?
And can I say one more thing? Let me ask one question. Chuck, chill out. Can I ask you this? What did Trump do in his last term that benefited you?
You said in his last term that benefited me personally?
Yes.
Bro, I like the policies that were promoted just in general, starting with, one of his first moves that he did was in terms of the United States military, how, transgenders and a lot of those type of programs were immediately ended, so I believe, having a strong, a force able to defend the homeland and focus on defending where our children are, where all our loved ones are at, that's of the utmost of importance. So you
benefited from the oppression of trans.
Let me ask a question. Did it benefit you or your beliefs?
It benefit, the society that I lived in, you know what I mean? So going beyond just me as an individual, I'm looking at the construct, I'm looking at the reality that I live in. And to me, that move just by itself was absolutely a benefit, to me.
Can you name me something else?
I mean, honestly, I don't think that's a very good one, Pooh, because I could probably name things that he did that I think that were positive. I mean, I don't think anybody's, even the devil serves a purpose, you know what I'm saying? So, he built, I thought you were going to say he built up the military. He made sure that they, the stockpiles were allegedly low, and he raised them up. He got them more fancier equipment to better do their type of job. Now some people think that that's warmongering. That's whatever.
Creation of Space Force, that wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's the question too. Has he, every president has probably done something that was beneficial to the general population.
If you believe it's beneficial, that means he's done it already. So he has a track record of this. If you can point out how he directly benefited you and what he's going to do now to benefit you. That's what I'm asking. Anyway, I'll let it go.
But I agree with the point, though, that you're making, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to really.
I don't think he said anything beneficial to any of us on this panel. That's what I'm saying. Now, if we were rich,
wait. Who you talking about? You said he didn't say anything beneficial.
I don't think he's saying that he's going to do anything in his agenda right now that's going to be beneficial to us.
I mean, we spent the whole preseason covering this.
I can argue something that he's going to do something that's going to be beneficial to us.
Okay, well,
like you said, he's going to make those wars go away.
I mean, you start right there. You start right there.
That's
they're
not
admitting
going
that
to happen.
they're admitting that it's going to get harder on everybody. That's what President Elon.
Financially, financially, I don't think he's going to make things better. Economically, I don't believe that at all.
Most
But
people voted for
militarily
him
wise,
because they
I
thought
think
he was
he
gonna-
absolutely is going to. He is going to capitulate to the people that we potentially have an adversarial position with, and you can feel some way about it. But the end result is that it's going to be a fast tracker to a more peaceful path. I think that's an objective reality, and I think that you got to give him respect.
Okay,
That's
I
something.
want to roll out on this one real quick, but I'm saying like this whole notion of sustaining war. This is an empire sustained war. The United States is an empire, which means it's a house of oppressed nations. So the liberation of oppressed people requires the dismantling of the empire, the destruction. Let's celebrate the destruction of the empire, not try to hold this thing together and protect. No. Disband it so that
but your plan is just to take a nuke and nuke the whole thing, and I'm saying that's not responsible. That's not responsible, and that's not what your best interest, my best interest. We're gonna have to have systems first of all eliminated that is being wasteful, to the economy itself, because we need to find money for some of these programs that you're talking about that would be beneficial for the people. So we have to start right there in and of itself.
Well, I was saying that really quick to sign off. I got to go, fellas, and I'll listen to responses or whatever later. All right, everybody, appreciate y'all.
All right, brother.
Thanks for joining the show, brother.
Yeah.
Let's stop giving tax breaks to these rich people. That'll help.
I mean, bro. So first of all, tax break to the rich people. If you're looking at what his strategy and plan is, which is to bring manufacturing, jobs back here to America, create factories and whatnot, then, who is that? Who's going to build that infrastructure? It's going to have to be, these corporations that are already strong, positioned with plenty of assets as well as tools and whatnot. So that's the backbone of the whole plan. And strategy, but how do we benefit? Now there's more production here that we could pull from, that we're not reliant on others to give to us. It'll be produced here, more jobs, more training,
in theory, it takes money to make money. And
yes, sir.
These people that have a lot, if these people have a lot more money, there is an argument to be made that they'll be able to do things that will impact.
Trickle down economics.
It's trickle down. I'm not saying I believe in it, but I'm just saying it's a colorable argument.
He's argued to raise the debt ceiling.
Do you understand? No, I'm not arguing.
No. I'm saying Trump has argued he wants to see a debt ceiling increase, and that's going to Mr. Nice's point. It takes money to make money. Just the impact of sending people back over the border in and of itself, that's a massive effort and massive money and resources that will be spent to get that accomplished.
Hey, Chuck, chill out. That's going to be a backtrack.
You said that's going to be a backtrack?
Yeah, that's going to be a backtrack.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they ain't going to be this big. Put it this way. I don't know. There's going to be some deportation. It ain't going to be the mass deportation that he sold.
If they were to do that,
it's highly likely that it will be the largest in American history.
How long would it take for us to build up an infrastructure to build factories and stuff like that? It will take years.
Oh, but I don't have that calculus, but it won't happen overnight.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure. It's going to have to be over a course and period of time. And America, bro, has a lot of headwinds. That we're facing in general, so it's not, guaranteed, you know what I mean? So there's a lot more that we're not paying attention to, like the rise of BRICS. Trump is trying to battle that, rise, and he has different tactics he's deploying. I don't think he'll stop it, but there's a lot of headwinds, and challenges that we as a nation and then just people in general that live here are going to have to face, one way or another.
Hey, Chuck, is BRICS a problem? I mean, do you really have an issue with BRIC rising? I mean, is it okay?
I don't have a problem with BRICS at all because it was in American
I don't understand why they're an issue. They should. I think that everybody should be doing well. I don't want
because the wealth is tied. The wealth that Empower America has been tied to the dollar, and that BRICS, is an effort that could end that dominance, in that reign, which will impact all of us for sure, without doubt. There's no doubt about that.
That'll be a big impact on us. Real talk. Anyway, anything else? Oh, damn.
Mr. Floyd, I know he just disappeared and ran out on us.
Man.
So that having been said, hey, thanks for participating on the show. Thanks for all those comments, brother Yusef. I'm glad you got all those comments in. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't think that nobody's all wrong. I think that everybody has something to contribute, and honestly, I'm not all woe is me about Trump's upcoming presidency. I'm like I said, I'm in the boat. If I'm in the boat, I don't want the captain to sink the ship. I want it to work out however it's going to work out, and some things I don't believe are going to work out, but some things I think are going to do. And at the end of the day, we're going to make it through these 4 years. So that having been said, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, whatever. Mr. Floyd X, you got anything you want to say in closing?
I want to see Donald Trump successful also. I didn't vote for him, but I want to see him make America a better place.
That's right.
Whatever that looks like.
Whatever that looks like.
All right, I'm out. We out.